Shalom to those that's going to be watching this live a little later. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, King. Yahweh Shai Brakatah. The water love. Shalom, shalom. Phone sound clear today. It's sounding clear today. Talking about my other phone. What I wanted to say, this kind of is almost slowly but surely, almost like a land back off of the camp I just had with the brothers of GMS Buffalo, GMS Niagara Falls. But first and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to the one true power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKakodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. Almighty Shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth in the same spirit and in sound doctrine. Lord willing, you can continue. Shalom to the Akwath Yum. Salaki, Shalom to the Akwath, not Akwath Yum because it's plural, just saying Akwath. Shalom. Lord willing, you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving, a silent, and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, most have mercy on other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. I think it was Yeshaya when he was speaking on, we got examples of faith in the scriptures. So that kind of ushered in this live right here. And so this live is going into faith examples in the scriptures. And the faith examples is men, women, right? Just people that had faith, right? And of course, we're going to even get the heathen, Amorite, harlot, Rahab, because she, as a heathen, even believed that, our power, our God was the only true power. So I'm going to get this classic that Yeshaya brought out while we was at camp. The classic, this is Romans, the 15th chapter, verse 4. It says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." Right? So we got to be patient and be comforted by the scriptures. So what I did is I did a cheat sheet. I got all precepts of example of men and even some women that had faith in Yahweh, which we should be able to use now. So when the hour of temptation or Jacob's trouble come, you would have hope in the Lord that He will come through. So again, I'm leaving this right here so you can take a screenshot and maybe write it down for yourself. This is about 17 examples. I don't know if we're gonna be able, because the other phone I got, it dies quicker. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to go through this whole thing, but we're gonna bring some of it out. Faith is the key when it comes to this ministry, man. We don't see the Lord, so you have to believe that He's real, even though you can't see Him. So let me just start off with this real quick. This is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, "Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in Yahweh Shemel Shai and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?" Everybody that called upon Yahweh Shemel Shai that truly believed, the Lord came through. So let's actually dive in. I even got some notes on my other phone that I'm going to, Lord willing, we can articulate and actually leave this live and be motivated, be edified, be builded up, increase your faith. So let's go to Genesis, the 4th chapter. Right? Let's see what it's saying, and then we'll even go to the precept that expounds even more on this point. This is Genesis 4 and 4. It says, "In Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock, and of the fat thereof, and Yahweh had respect unto Abel and his offering." Now, examples in the notes. He offered a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, showing that Abel trust in Yahweh's instructions, right? A sacrifice, right? The Lord deals, especially with sacrifice, where is life at? Life is in the blood. Cain brought vegetables and freaking fruit. It's no, what did he, let me see. Cain was a tiller of the ground, and he brought fruit. Life is not, I mean, it's life in the fruit, but it's life in the blood. This is why we see in the law that we shouldn't be eating food or meat that got blood. If it's bloody, don't eat it, because it's life in the blood. Abel sacrifice was life. It had life. It had blood. So his sacrifice was more acceptable. The brother put Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 44:1. It says, let us now praise famous men and our Father that begot us, right? And guess what? Through these lessons, this is giving praise to it. Let alone these men became a memorial from generations to generations, and we speaking about them. The other, Adrian, damn, I can't hate on a dude who just reading his Bible in the whip, spraying the word, even if I'm not super religious. Hey, I'm not religious. The only religion we got is the law, statutes, and commandments on what you can and what you can't do. But this ministry is a faith-based ministry. This thing that I'm teaching is our culture, our custom. What the Lord said, what we can and what we can't do, and that we're supposed to move in faith. This is not like Christianity, Buddhism. This is part of your nationality. This is part of your culture, if you are an Israelite. So let's get the precept that lines up with that. The brother brought out a great precept though, Sirach 44:1, right? We praising famous men. You know how many people are still speaking about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? Even Paul, even Peter. This is Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 4. It says, by faith Abel offered unto the Most High a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, the Most High testifying of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaketh, right? And guess what? He gave a more honorable sacrifice. Like the Heavenly Father that created the universe, he's like, you know what? I'm about to present a sacrifice that's more pleasing to the Heavenly Father. You know, you want to try to come and give your best. Cain, he gave his best, but it was fruit. But that's not we talking about the Lord. What is a fruit going to do for the Lord? Right? But the life of blood, which even goes into the law, us making sacrifices, that right there, and guess what? Later on in history, what did Israel do? Kept giving sacrifices unto the Lord, especially for their sins. Right? When you go to Psalms 50:5, you know, the saints is those that gave a sacrifice to the Lord. Right? Those that are of the covenant gave a sacrifice to Yahweh. Only Israelites did that. Only those that are part of that bloodline. Right? Let's go to Genesis 5:24. Right? Dealing with Enoch. This is Genesis 5:24. It reads, it says, and Enoch walked with the Most High, and he was not, for the Most High took him. Now Enoch, he walked with the Most High, right? When you look at verse 22, he walked with the Most High. Let's go back to Hebrews 11:5. Right? You go to Hebrews 11:5, which, Hebrews is a fire book. Right? Hebrews 11:5, it says, by faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found, because the Most High had translated him. For before he translated, he had this testimony that he pleased the Most High. He was considered a just man, right? The Lord was dealing with him, but really it's because Enoch had faith in the Lord. Only a man that truly had faith, Elijah, showed full faith in the Lord. He got translated, man. Your brother Gabar, he put Sirach 44:22 with Isaac. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, with Isaac did he establish likewise for Abraham his father's sake the blessing of all men in the covenant, and made it rest upon the head of Jacob. He acknowledged him in his blessing and gave him an heritage, and divided his portion among the 12 tribes, did he part them. Come on, man. That even goes with 1 Corinthians, the 16th chapter, verse 11 down to 18, right? The covenant, the oath, the law, and the everlasting covenant in the land of Israel all belongs to the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That no other nation gets those benefits. Why we're not praising the other nations individually? Even when you go into the New Testament, by name, you don't even hear the Caesars. You hear about Caesar Augustus. You don't hear about every king in Babylon. You don't hear about every king in the Persian Medes. You don't hear about every ruler in the Greek captivity, right? We hear of those that started the kingdom. We hear those that pushed wickedness, or that was the wicked root, like Antiochus Epiphanes. But Israel by name, they mention every good king and every bad king. The southern kingdom had 8 to 7 righteous kings, but the rest were off. And then the northern kingdom, every king was bad, but they were mentioned by name. That's a special relationship, man, right? So we seen Enoch, and the brother bringing out beautiful points. This is Hebrews 2 and 5. I got to get this point, because now we going into Noah. Shalom, shalom, Yahweh Shemashai Barakatham, and to the other brothers and sisters, Yahweh Shemashai Barakatham. Right? This is Genesis chapter 2 and verse 5. It says, "In every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew, for Yahweh power had not caused it to rain upon the earth. There was not a man to till the ground." So the Lord didn't let rain hit the earth. Now let's go to Hebrews 11 and 7 first. And we're gonna go back to Genesis. This is Hebrews 11 and 7. It says, "By faith Noah, being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet." This is what we got now. Brothers is prophesying of things that's not seen, things that haven't happened yet. This is the example that we supposed to be having faith, right? It says, "Moved with fear, prepared an ark of the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith." He didn't murmur, complain to the Lord, but what about this? What about that? In fear, he hurried up and made the ark, man. And for between those 100 years, or how long it took him, he was prophesying to the people, the Lord is about to make it rain. Yo, wickedness, he's about to destroy the earth. Everybody thought he was bugged out. You know how many times the elders and the apostles, the men of the great millstone, and the affiliates, and even you, Jake, that's still off in your doctrine, still saying you're God's chosen people, you misuse the prophets. We doing the same thing they doing. We doing the same thing as Noah. And just because you don't see that it's right in front of your face, right? That the MOTB is already here, famine is already here, the missiles is in the air. You got to see it now to believe in the Lord. That's why the Lord is so cold. A lot of you, Jake, that if the Lord know in your heart, now you want to serve him when all hell break loose, a lot of y'all going to be humble. But some of those the Lord knew in their heart at the last hour, they're going to repent to the Lord. But a lot of you, Jake, you're not going to do it. These are the examples, man. Fear the Lord. Let's go to Genesis 6, Salaki. Genesis chapter 6, verse 22. It says, "Thus did Noah according to all that the Most High commanded him, so he did." Telling him what wood he should use, what animals, who can go into the ark. He did it. He did as the Lord. He didn't murmur. He didn't complain. He didn't say, "I'm about to stop." Where is the precept where Noah stopped and said, "You know what, Lord, I don't think you're going to do this"? That's why when Yahweh Shai comes, he going to find faith in the earth. You got to show faith through your actions. Do you really fear the Lord? Right? I forgot to pray when I woke up because I'm thinking about going to camp. You know, after we got done with camp, I feel like I had to repent, because as soon as I get up, even if I said Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you know, I got to call on the Lord, man. Lord, he give me safe travels. Lord willing, edifying. Lord willing, the spirit stay on me, and I might feed the sheep again. Yo, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, it's a lucky for me for not calling on you. And I'm just only saying it's not to boast for me. No, it's just the example on you don't want to miss your chance on calling the Lord. You don't want to miss your chance not showing you have faith in him by your actions. I don't really just only show that I have faith in the Lord by my works. I try to show a natural faith. How I think, how I meditate, how I move, how I order my household, right? What do my conversations seem? What is my conversation like? Those things show our faith, right? The brother Gabar, he dropped Second Esdras 3:32. Or is there any other people that knoweth thee besides Israel? Come on. Oh man. Or what generation have so believed thy covenants as Jacob? Guess what? Even when you go to verse 34, the Lord can only find his name in Israel. 35, only Israel kept thy precepts. Come on, man. Right? Is there any other people that knoweth thee besides Israel? That right there is a cold cut. No other nation knows Yahweh like we do. What nation on the earth been teaching the name Yahweh Yahweh Shai? Not one. Because if they truly know, they would know his name not Jesus, Lord of God, right? Yeshua, right? You gonna know the Most High's name. But only the people of Israel know that name. Yo, the brother is bringing out beautiful points. That's the faith right there, bro. Hold on, let me write this down right here. If you got Apocrypha, you want to write from 32 to 36. These are key points, man. Only the name of Yahweh is found in Israel. Only Israel kept the priest, kept the law, and only the children of Israel know Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Right? He put 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 23. In what one nation in the earth is like thy people? What nation is like the children of Israel? Even like Israel, whom the Most High went to redeem for a people to himself, and to make him a name, and to do for you great things. Even in the past, even when the Lord put us in captivity, those were great things. Those were righteous things he did. It says, and terrible for thy land before thy people, which thou redeemest to thee from Egypt and from the nations of their gods, man. And that's another thing to trace back who's God's chosen people. They were given the land of Canaan, which people dwelt on that land, but it was taken because really that land is holy ground. That's a hallowed land. Second Ezra is the 5th chapter. That's a pit the Lord chose out of all lands on the earth, and he hallowed it. He hallowed Zion. That's how we line up who the chosen people is. Come on, man. Yo, I'm telling you, what the elder apostles said, you can get Apostle Gabar, you even learning in the comment section, man. That brother is bringing out beautiful points. So we deal with Abel, Enoch. He walked with the Most High and was taken up. He was showing complete obedience and trust in the Lord. We just dealt with Noah. Noah built the ark before the rain ever existed, moved by fear of Yahweh's word. Right? This man had faith. He believed the Lord is going to do this, and it never rained in the earth. We read that in Genesis, the 2nd chapter, verse 5. Now, let's go to let's get into something with Abraham. Right? Let's go to Genesis, the 12th chapter. This is Genesis chapter 12, and we're going to read verse 1 to 4. I'm going to read your precept, King. Genesis 12, verse 1 and 4, it says, now Yahweh has said unto Abraham, get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindreds, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. So Abraham departed as Yahweh had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abraham was 75 years old when he departed from Haran. He left his country, he left his people. This example shows that he left his homeland and believed the promise. And later on, we're going to get it. Before I even, bring it out my mouth, let's get Genesis 22. verse 1 to 3. But let me read the brother Gabar's precept. Deuteronomy 32:2. It says, "My doctrine shall drop as the rain." Ooh, ooh. Yo, it's a precept, I think, in Revelations 21 where it says, "Pure water pours out of the throne of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai." And what do brothers say? Prayers go up and blessings come down. The first blessing you get is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. That veil removed. My speech shall be distilled as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herbs, and as the showers upon the grass. Right? That's the example for us now. Isaiah 44:3. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thy offerings. Right now, the spirit of the Lord is on the men, women, and children that's in this faith. But it's all different. You men that's teaching his word, the spirit is flowing through you, making you teach. We might not have the time where you can get dirt, spit on it, and you heal somebody's eyes, but the spirit is on you to teach. You know? That's poured on you. See, now the brother is talking. You talking that talk, man. Hold on, man. Let me see if I can find this thing real quick. That brother is talking. Dang, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Is it 22? Yep. This is Revelations 22:1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of the Most High and of the Lamb. Right? That water is pouring out upon the earth, man. This is why it's a rise of this truth, man. And even you, Jake, that don't believe, that's coming against the Lord, the spirit is poured on the earth that the main conversation mainly is Hebrew Israelites. Deuteronomy 31:19, the brother Gabar, now therefore write ye this song for you, and teach it the children of Israel. Put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel. Right? Psalms 33:3, sing to me a new song. In this modern time, Jake don't know this truth. So it's new in the earth. This is modern time where the Israelites or this world was without the truth for 350 plus years. Not only the Israelites, the whole world was without this knowledge. Even if the elites know who he is, they wasn't teaching us this shit, because as soon as they taught us, we were going to wake up, and they don't want that. The Lord has poured the spirit. Now it's out the box. Nobody can't stop this, man. Nobody. Right? Revelations 14:3, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne. And we doing that right now in the through the spirit. The throne is where the Father is at. We're beneath the throne. The Lord said, heaven is my throne and earth is my footstool. Right? In the footstool of Yahweh, right under the throne, right, we're singing a song. Right? It says, before the four beasts and the four elders, and no man can learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. And the 144,000, before they get redeemed, they're teaching it now. And some of the 144,000 is in the spirit world, and they were in this lot, regardless if they were gone 30 years and they wasn't teaching about the missiles. When they came in the knowledge that they're the people, they had the name of the Father, right? They were teaching the faith. They were teaching it, man. If his brothers in here, the kings and saints, if his brothers doing exhortations and they're encouraging Jake in the name of the Father, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Rakak Wadash, guess what? They were in the faith. They were still teaching part of the song, right? If they were teaching of the Rakak Wadash, if they was teaching God's chosen people as the Israelites, they were still teaching part of the song, man. Come on, man. I ain't gonna lie. The brother start getting me hot, right? He getting me hot, man. This is Genesis chapter 22, verse 1 and 3. It says, and it came to pass after these things that the Most High did tempt Abraham, and said unto him, Abraham, he said, behold, here I am. And he said, take now thy son, thy only son, Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him where for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains, which I will tell thee of. And Abraham rose up early in the morning, and saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and went into the place which the Most High had took him. Now, uh, the Lord is asking him to sacrifice his son. We don't see Abraham trying to bicker or complain. Oh man, this is my only son. Man, he got up and did it, right? And let's get Hebrews, because watch, it's about to clear it out, right? This is Hebrews 11, and we're gonna read from verse 8 to 10. It says, by faith Abraham, when he was called to go out into the place which he should after receive for inheritance, obeyed and went out, not knowing whether he went. That's faith. That's literally walking by faith and not by sight. By faith he sojourned in a land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. That's not saying he was literally dwelling with Isaac and Jacob, because eventually Abraham went up into the spirit world. Then it was Isaac and Jacob. It's just saying Isaac and Jacob, they dwelled in tents, just like Abraham, in the same land. For he looked for a city which had foundations, whose builder and maker is the Most High. Let's drop down to 17 and 19. It says, by faith Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac, and he that had received the promises offered up his only begotten son, of whom it was said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Accounting their power, was able to raise him up, even from the dead, and from whence also he received him in a figure. Now Abraham, knowing that Isaac's seed is going to be called, he still was about to be willing to sacrifice. But it's just said, Abraham believed that Yahweh can raise Isaac up again, but he received him in a figure. Guess what? Isaac in the spirit world, and really Yahushai is Isaac. That was all symbolic to Yahushai. Even when Abel brought forth a sacrifice, that was the example of Yahushai in the beginning, because Yahushai is the perfect sacrifice. What was Abel doing? He brought a perfect sacrifice when you compare it to Cain's sacrifice. But really, the perfect sacrifice was Yahushai. Everything is a foreshadow of Yahushai, man. Come on, man. It's amazing. Luke 7 and 32, it says, there are like the children sitting in the marketplace, and calling one to another, and saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned to you, and ye have not wept. Come on, man. And that's what that lines up with what we doing now. When we teaching, Jake not mourning and crying. When you tell Jake they in captivity, yeah, but man, captivity over, brother. Now what's next? Jake, you really have no understanding. Your whole life consists of captivity because you rebelled against the Most High. That was something for us to know, that the Lord was angry with us. Jake don't realize it. And then if they do, they ain't, you'll see a Jake hold a cigarette right at the corner of his mouth. Yeah, man, we made the Lord mad. We made the Lord mad. And they put it right on their mouth again, but don't have the fear of the Lord. Abraham feared the Lord and got up and walked. We got to have the fear like Matthew, when Yahushua said, follow me. This man didn't fear Rome no more. He got up and left his job. You know? He got up and Rome was ruling. What if Rome said, man, I'm going to kill you if you don't? Like when I'm watching the TV show Chosen, when Matthew got up, he said, man, don't do this to yourself. You're going to regret it. Matthew, he left. I just seen this man healing people. What you got to offer me? A house and money and some nice clothes? This man can offer life and death. This man can, right now, if he can heal me, he can tap me and make me go right into the spirit world. That, you got to really have fear of the Lord, man. Right? Hebrews 10 and 7. It says, then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O power. Come on, man. Come on, man. And it's even said in Psalms. He comes in the volume of the book. Everything that's the example of faith, it leads to Yahushai, man. Yahushai has the authority. He has the keys of heaven and hell, man. Yahushai do. Come on, man. He has the keys of heaven and hell. The more dark you get in here, because of the sight, I might put my phone up here. Yeah, I might put my phone if it's if it stay up. Yeah, I'm gonna put my phone up here and I'm gonna flip the camera to the other side, right? It's lucky, it's a lucky. Let me make sure. Y'all can still see, right? The brother put James 1:22, it says, but be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. Like a lesson I just did, don't just only hear the word, but do what it say. All these things are examples, and then some of them is straight commands, what you can and what you shan't, what you can and what you can't do. And as a believer of the Lord, you want to do what he tell you not to do, right? So now, the brother is definitely bringing it out. Again, a lot of y'all watching, you should definitely be getting edified in the comment section too, right? We only went through 4 people right now, and we got a whole lot more to go. So we might not finish all of it. I might have to do a part 2, or depending on if the fire's still in me, I might just do it all. This is Romans chapter 4, verse 20 and 21. He staggered not at the promise. Wait, let me see something. Let me go up to... So y'all know we speaking about Abraham. I want to get a precept. Okay, I'm gonna read 13, then I'm gonna drop down. It says, for the promise that he should be the heir of the world was not to Abraham or to his seed through the law, but through righteousness of faith. This all stems by faith. Now drop it down to verse 20. It says, Abraham staggered not at the promise of the Most High through unbelief, but was strong in faith, giving glory to the Most High, and being fully persuaded that what he had promised, he was able also to perform. Right? He truly feared the Lord and said, you know what? I'm going to get this, man. You know what? I'm going to do this for the Lord, because he is the true power. That's the faith that we should be having in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right? Actually, I could just open up the door. That's the faith we should be having in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. By not wavering your faith, knowing that he can do it. Right? Forget how other people might walk past or think that you're crazy. Yeah, I am crazy. We crazy for the Lord over here. So Isaac, he left his homeland. He believed in a promise, and he was willing to offer up his son. That's real faith. How many of you, Jake, that say you in this, if the Lord called you to sacrifice your son, you would do it? Literally. And if you say, oh, I would, man, thou sayest. Me personally, I'm not sacrificing a Kai and TJ. I love them niggas, man. I love those men, those young men. But in the same, if I believe on this side and I got faith spiritually, I'm going to say yes. TJ and Akai, they going to the spirit world. I'm not going to lie to you. But because of my flesh, oh yeah, I know I couldn't do it. Because I loved them. Those my guys right there. Right? But in faith, y'all got to go. Right? This is just being honest. This is Hebrews 11, verse 11. It says, through faith, also Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed, and was delivered of a child when she was past age, because she judged him faithful who had promised. Yes, she laughed in her head, but the Spirit said it. Guess what? Later, between at whatever time it was, Abraham got a little frisky, got a little feeling good, and he tapped his wife. That's the only way a child gonna come. So he gave her the Oscar. He gave that taco some beef, some lammy. He lammy backed off of that. And guess what? And got a child. At old age, they was making sweet old love. And guess what? If Sarah didn't believe, she would have never been open up her legs. She said at old age, I'm going to be bringing in the children. She opened up them legs. She broke it down. The brother dropped another precept. Matthew 19, verse 29. And everyone that have forsaken houses and brethren and sisters and or father or mother or wife or children or lands or names sake shall receive 100-fold. Right? They're going to inherit everlasting life. And that was in that time. In this time, by faith, only somebody by faith is forsaking a household. And better, this is really pointed to the disciples. This is pointed to men, because you women, even in Jacob's trouble, you're going to be covered under. You're going to be under men. So you ain't forsaking your husband, because your husband is really the mediator between you and Yahweh Shai. The Lord is calling the men first, right? So it's really about men forsaking their household. But even you women, you can forsake things too, because you are the reflection of the men of the Lord. You are a reflection of your husband. So you're going to forsake things that you love. Oh, I love concerts. I love traveling all the time. Sometimes you're going to sacrifice a lot of those things so you could be more of an example of a woman, a virtuous woman. You're going to sacrifice, oh man, oh my husband, he out all times of the night. He's doing this, he's doing that because he's a man. You got all these children, you looking for babysitters, but you're going to sacrifice that because you're supposed to be molding and nourishing them children. Oh, I'm old-fashioned. You can't be old-fashioned if you like being outside. A woman on faith is going to hear, wow, in the ancient times, our women they were delicate ones, and they didn't want their feet to touch the ground. If a woman don't got to go grocery, got to go help their mother or their grandmother in aid or nephew, a woman is going to enjoy being in the house. Right? Because when you leave the house, you got to prepare yourself for a dude checking you out, trying to holler at you, right? And then you got to explain, no, I got a dude, and then he's still saying slick stuff, and then you find yourself laughing at his jokes. Now that the dude might think he got you in there. A real shamefaced woman is not going to want to really interact with a man. She's going to have her head down. But what women all day, all night outside going to have her head down, see a man, okay, he's looking, and always doing that. So it's better for you to protect yourself by being in the house. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Right? By faith, Sarah called Abraham Adawan. Even in the ancient world, the women were being like women. By faith, we move like our forefathers. By faith, I'm going to move like the righteous men in the Bible. Right? All these examples we giving you from Abel, Enoch, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, Joshua, Gideon, Barak, Samson, Jephthah, David, Samuel, and the prophets, Elijah, Daniel, the three holy children, and the apostles, and Yahweh Shai himself. That is to maintain and advance your faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. These are the examples. Hebrews 11 and 13. These shall die in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off. They seen them in the time that it was given to him. When Abraham left his land, and it was going to be a land given to him and his descendants, and his descendants wasn't here yet. The heir that was called from Isaac and Jacob, it wasn't here, but he had faith and said, you know what? I'm going to do this, and they're going to receive it. Guess what? Your descendants have to come for that to come to pass. Now they came, they got the land. But because we sinned, we're out the land. But guess what? It's supposed to be an everlasting covenant. So we're supposed to forever, ever, 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 ever have that land. Come on, baby. It says, and were persuaded of them and embraced them and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. Pilgrim, you go look up the word. Go to the etymology on Google. And pilgrim means those that travel looking for a holy land. Woo! Come on, man. And the true travelers is those that's moving in the Rakak Wadash, baby. Man, I'm excited. Where we at? Okay, we going to Genesis, the 18th chapter. Because Sarah believed Yahweh would give her a child at old age. Again, like I said, she opened up her legs, man. She said at the age me and my wife, even Abraham, man, I'm at this age and we gonna have pleasure. Yeah, I'm not serious. You gonna bust it open. How else a kid gonna come? You gonna bust it open. And it don't take you for doing too much to have a child. It don't. Just being honest. This is not for me to be all gory, but just being straightforward. It don't take that much. And I know you grown-ups, you know what the heck I'm talking about. It don't take that much to do the motion in the ocean. This Genesis chapter 18, verse 10. It says, and he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. And lo, Sarai thy wife shall have a son. And Sarai heard it in the tent door, which was behind him. And Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age. and it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of a woman. Right? They're of old age, so they in the mind, man, we gonna really be making love? Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I am waxed old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also? Pleasure is meaning her being penetrated. I'm gonna have pleasure? Man, I did that before, but I'm gonna have pleasure now. And Yahweh said unto Abraham, wherefore did Sarai laugh, saying, shall I of a certainty bear a child which am old? Is anything too hard for Yahweh? At the time appointed I will return unto thee according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. What does that mean? Man's going of the Lord. Proverbs 16:9. A man's heart devises his ways, but the Lord direct his steps. Her heart, she was thinking and saying these things, but the Lord direct her steps. That they went in that bed chamber, she opened up her legs, and Lot did what he did. They could have been chilling at a fire and having a little bit of wine, and next thing you know, Abraham feeling a little frisky and confident. Hey, yo, babe, let me talk to you for a second. And then Sarah having a common sense, and she did it. Soon as the Lord spoke it, it already happened, because he spoke it into existence and it's written. It happened. It happened. And it was prophesied unto her. Come on. And it was really the majestic angel was Yahweh Shai. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. The brother put Romans 9:7. It says, neither because they are of the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called, even going to Galatians 4. Right? Those other children that came from Abraham was of the flesh. They wasn't the children of the promise. That shows that it pertains to the bloodline. Because all those other children, those other sons, they came from the loin of Abraham. He laid with his wife, and he laid with his other wife, and he brought children. But they were children of the flesh. They wasn't children of the promise, because they wasn't the seed that was called. Isaac came before, Ishmael came before Isaac. Ishmael wasn't called. He wasn't the bloodline of the promise. Come on, man. The Lord is articulate. He's a strategizer. Right? This is Hebrews 11:20. We going into Isaac. Isaac. Let's just get this real quick. Hebrews 11:20. It says, by faith Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come. What was prophesied to Rebekah? This is how you know, even though Isaac was blind and he did what he did, later on when he seen Jacob, why he didn't rebuke him? Why he didn't rebuke Jacob for putting on something to make him feel like Esau? Right? Because he had faith. He believed and understood. Right? Let me just go to this point real quick just to back it up, because he was with Rebekah. This is Genesis 25, verse 19. And these are the generation of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah, his wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Assyrian of Paddaram, and sister of Laban, the Assyrian. And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife because she was barren. Right? He wanted a message. And Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. She wanted a message from the Lord. 1 Samuel 9:9, back then, people would go to a seer. And a seer in past time was a prophet. So a seer is a visionary. So when they wanted a message for the Lord, why am I thus? And the prophet is telling her, two manner of people is in thy womb. Two manner of people is two different nations. One is going to be stronger, the other is going to be weak. It's giving you the attribute of that nation. One nation weak, one nation strong. One nation going to serve one, and really the elders going to come out and serve the young. And it don't give a time and date. The elders was meant to serve the younger. Come on, baby. This amazing, yo, man. The scriptures. The brother put Galatians 4:23. It says, but he who is of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, Hagar's son, Ishmael, and he of the free woman was by promise, which is Isaac. Now we brethren, as Isaac was, are the children of promise, right? We're part of that bloodline. But the real seed of Abraham is those that have faith, right? That's the real seed of Abraham. So those that are in Israel that have faith, you are the true seed of Abraham. Romans 9:11, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. So they were called before they did any good or before they did any bad. They were called before they did good or before they did bad. This is why Jacob was given those blessings, because he was called to do that. And then we seen the prophecy explained in Genesis. He was going to be above his elder brother. So it had to happen that he had to put that on his arm, because it had to be fulfilled that he got that blessing first. Right? And guess what? Jacob listened to his mother and did that. Right? Let's go to Genesis, the 27th chapter. This is Genesis chapter 27, verse 27. We're going to read from 27 to 29. It says, and he came near and kissed him, and he smelt the smell of his raiment and blessed him, and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field, which Yahweh hath blessed. Therefore the Most High give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Right, which is Esau. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. Guess what? That goes back to what was said to Abraham. Right? Those that bless you shall be blessed. Those that curse you shall be cursed. And all nations shall be blessed. Salaki. Right? That same thing was given from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and to the 12 tribes of Israel. We drop it down to verse 39. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So when we go back to Genesis, and this is back to the basics. If you go back to Genesis 25, what did it say? Verse 22, it says, the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh, and Yahweh said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the young. That was fulfilled and spoken of in Genesis, the 27th chapter. Esau's the eldest, and he's supposed to serve the young. So if Esau got what was said in Genesis 25, that would contradict 25, because Esau is the eldest. So if he would have got the other verse, what we read in 27 would have been to Jacob. But it was said that in the womb, the elder shall serve the young. Jacob is younger than Esau. Man, the Lord is playing chess while we playing SOS. You understand? Man, I needed that. Woo-wee. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai set this thing up, man. So, we went to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only at 6. We only at 6, man. If y'all want to keep going, you could definitely say, you could put a 1 in the comment section. You know, we can definitely do a part 2. This is Hebrews 11 and 21. We going into Jacob. Hebrews 11 and 21, it says, oh, okay, she put a 1. All right. By faith, Jacob, when he was a dying, blessed both the sons of Joseph and worship, leaning upon the top of his staff. Okay, we'll keep going, you know. So this is Jacob. He blessed Joseph in them. Now, when you see, let's actually just go to it. Because Ephraim got upset. Like, oh, wait, hold on, man. No, Pops, you're doing that wrong. Remember, the elder's supposed to get that. But guess what? That goes back to Isaac. Because Jacob's eyes was real dim. He damn near couldn't see. Another one, okay, Khan. He couldn't even see. But Isaac had faith in the Lord, man. Let's go to Genesis. What we got in the notes? Genesis 48. Genesis 48, verse 13 to 20. It says, and Joseph took them both, Ephraim in his right hand and towards Israel left hand, and Manasseh in his left hand towards Israel's right hand, and brought them near unto him. And Israel stretched out his right hand and laid it upon Ephraim's head, who was the younger, and his left hand upon Manasseh's hand, guiding his hands witly, for Manasseh was the firstborn. And he blessed Joseph and said to the Most High, before whom thy fathers Abraham Isaac did walk, the Most High which fed me all my life long unto this day, and angels which redeem me from all evil, bless the lads, and let my name be named on them, in the name of my fathers Abraham and Isaac, and let them grow into the multitude in the midst of the earth. And when Joseph saw that his father let his right hand upon the hand of Ephraim, it displeased him, and he held up his father's hand to remove it from Ephraim's head unto Manasseh's head. And Joseph said unto his father, not so, my father, for this is the firstborn. Put thy right hand upon his head. And his father refused and said, I know it, my son, I know it. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations. Through the Spirit, even more when we look at Jacob and Esau, Jacob was going to be way greater than Esau. Esau was not meant to be great on the earth. He was meant to be a sword. He was meant to be a weapon against the children of Israel. The children of Israel was meant to be great. Don't you know we even great in captivity? Because out of all nations, when we go in the scriptures, we know why we in captivity. Why? Why is the Edomite Polish man? Why is the Egyptian? Why is the Chinese under Esau? It's nowhere saying because they transgress against the Lord. We get to find out the Lord has a real serious relationship with us, that he will penalize us for what we have done. Oh, I didn't sin. I just came in the world in 2000. So you receive the judgment of your fathers, because guess what? You are of your fathers. You are those descendants of way back then that came back in the earth. You was those descendants in the Greek captivity. You was those descendants in Babylon. You was in the book of Judges. Right? When any Israelite that come back on the earth, you was on the earth before, and you're receiving the judgment, the judgment coming back on the earth. What does it say? It says, in Ecclesiastes 3, under the sun is a place of judgment. When the Lord sends you back on the earth, that's judgment, right? Genesis 35:11, it said, the Most High said unto him, I am the Most High Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. That's a law. To be fruitful and multiply is really technically men was created to be with multiple women, because men cannot be fruitful and multiply with every woman. He's fruitful if he plant a seed in this woman, but he's not multiplying because he got to wait another 9 months. And I'm just giving it to you straight and direct. Men are supposed to be fruitful and multiply to replenish the earth with the chosen seed. He can only do that with multiple women. So that technically is a law. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee. King shall come out of thy loins. Because Ephraim is fruitful, right? If you touch Ephraim, they damn near get pregnant as soon as you touch their damn shoulders. And the men, they ain't got blanks. As soon as they drop that load, that seed, you getting pregnant in 5 minutes, man. Right? The other brother said, what signs do we know that the Lord is coming back soon? The moon, when the moon is red, right? Even though this is off topic, it's still a good question, man. Right? This is one good sign, man. And I'm gonna give you the classic sign that everybody should be knowing. Let me see if somebody put it in the comment section. I know a brother know that main sign in front of us that everybody should be recognizing. Joel. I want to get Joel. What the heck? Joel chapter, is it 2 and is Joel 2 and 31? I'll start at verse 30. It says, "And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord." That's a sign, right? Then you got you got this one. Since nobody didn't put it in the comment section yet, Matthew 22 in verse 8. Verse 8, it says, "Then saith he to his servants, The wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. Go ye therefore to the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. And so the servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with the guests." Right? Jake was doing that in a past life, but in this present moment, is the Lord doing this again? In Ecclesiastes 1 in the NLT, it tells you that history merely repeats itself. So now the men are in the highways and byways. If you see men, you don't see Christians doing that every week throughout the week, either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, teaching in the name of the Lord, talking about the downfall. Most church is speaking about prosperity. The real prophets is speaking about sin, death, destruction, and they're teaching the word one-sided, that it's only for the Israelites. That right there is a main classic sign. Matthew 24, 6 and 7. "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war, and see that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places." Hold on. Let me get that Isaiah real quick. Isaiah 19, verse 2. "And I will set Egyptians against Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." Right? These Egyptians right here is the Edomites. The Americans, the ones that's the European Edomites that's ruling America and the other allies, and then the Russians. Those are two Edomite Egyptians that's going to be at war with each other. A kingdom against a kingdom, nation against nation. The brother put, "Some people on YouTube say he's coming in August, and some say September. But I was just wondering, is that accurate according to what you're saying?" Scriptures say that nobody knows the hour and the time. You only know by signs. Right? Let me get this in Matthew the 16th chapter, when he was coming at the Pharisees, because they said they were looking for a sign. This is Matthew chapter 16, in verse 2. It says, "And he answered and said unto them, When it is evening, ye say, Will it be fair weather, for the sky is red? And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering." Like, sometimes you can look at the weather and see if it's going to rain. You can see the clouds, or you can go right on the internet, what's the weather today? So we could tell the weather. But he said, "O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye discern the signs of the times?" Right now is a huge awakening. And I just read Matthew 22. If you see men on the highways and byways, that's a true sign the Lord is about to come. Wait, let me get another one before I read Gabar's joint. This is another sign. Again, that was a beautiful question you asked. This is Jeremiah 28, verse 8. Again, whatever I'm saying, even look at the comment section, because the brother Gabar is bringing it out. Right? This is Jeremiah 28, starting at verse 7. "Nevertheless, hear thou now this word that I speak in thy ears, and in the ears of all the people. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. The prophets of today is doing the same thing Jeremiah wrote. We speaking about countries. We speaking about against kingdoms, war, evil, and pestilence. We speaking about wickedness in Jake, wickedness in the other nations. We speaking about the Seabiscuit. We speaking about the MOTB. We doing the same thing. This is how, if you are of the faith, you're going to know that those are the men of the Lord, because they're shaking their hand like Jonah. The brother put Ezekiel 37:10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came upon them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet. That's exceeding great army. That exceeding great army is the 144,000. First, the 140, the elect men that our teachers have to raise up first. That's why they on the highways and byways. The breath of life got to put upon them. Now they're teaching the prophecies, the parables, the dark sayings, and the law. Matthew 24:34. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but the Father only. Even Yahweh Shai don't know it. Revelation 11:11. This is that verse right here. And after 3 days and a half, that 3 days and a half is 350 years, what lines up with 1,260 that Daniel was prophesying, where it says 1,260 days, but it was going into 3.5 years. But to accumulate the understanding, you just go to Revelation 11, verse 8 to 11. It's talking about 350 years, dealing with this time between 1619 to 1969. And it said, the spirit of life of the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. That's Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, verse 1. We're standing bold in front of those that afflicted us, and we stand in front of Jake. 2nd Esdras 6:9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right now, what Yahweh Shai said, if a kingdom be divided, it shall fall. You got Democrats against Republicans. You got Esau putting tariffs on Europe, on all their allies. That is a kingdom divided, because ain't the allies, Europe, the allies of America, why would they be putting high tariffs on them? Because they're a divided kingdom, right? Malachi chapter 4 and verse 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of Yahweh. Through the Spirit, we can look at Elder Abba Bibbins as Elijah, John the Baptist, through the Spirit, because he was really, technically, he's the first that really started to realize and line up that we are the lost sheep. We are the Israelites, and the name of the Father is Yahweh, and his son name is Yahweh Shai. He was the first one. So through the Spirit, that has to be John the Baptist, because who else was the first one to bring us back into the bosom of our fathers and our mothers, right? Verse 6, it says, and he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. That Deuteronomy 28, verse 54, where the father has a red eye towards his wife and towards his children. Now men are coming in his faith, and now they're loving their children. They're loving their wives. Why? It's because ever since the teaching from Abba Bibbins to right now, it's been building us up to get back into our lot. Right? If you a man, you desire a woman, you going to have a wife. If the Lord sees fit. Hey, a brother that's on his side, he might desire multiple women. Hey, the Lord might see fit too. I might say, hey, I only want two, and the Lord might bring across a third one or a fourth one. But the Lord might only do those things because he know that you can handle those things, right? And it's the same with, hey, if I'm a man, I got children, but then I deal with a woman that got children, and they build in their faith, and their family members not teaching them, the Lord set me up to be a father representation for those children, to build them up back in the faith. The Lord will remove a father or mother out your life just to give you your real father, right? Mark 3:35, whoever do the will of my Father is my brother, mother, and sister. So the children that didn't come on my loins, I'm their true father, because I'm doing the will of the Father, and I'm trying to train them up. And I look at them, those are really mine. They're mine, right? So all through the Lord waking up Abba Bibbins, Now look, we got the truth. Those are signs. Yo, and we don't even got to get more precepts to show the signs, Brother Gabar, because we'll be here for a whole minute. That right there to let you know signs. Oh, another one. Oh, I'm Salaki. I said we don't need to get no more. Hold on, Salaki. I got to get this one. This is, you got to get this one. This is a classic. This is Isaiah 29, verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts with thunder. When it's thundering outside, the Lord is visiting the earth. It says with earthquakes, with great noise, with storms, with tempests, and flame of devouring fire. When those flames happen in LA or Texas, floods, that's not just, even if Esau is creating these things, the Lord is putting a spirit on him to do it. It's still the Lord. Isaiah 54 and 16. The Lord said, I created the smith and the waster. The smith is the science engineers that's making these missiles. The wasters is the missiles. That's another sign we in the end time, because those missiles are going to be the same weapons to use to destroy Babylon and Israel. The brother Gabar said, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. Yep, Revelations 12 and 12. Esau knows what's going on. We don't. The other brother, Shun, says, precipitate you, bro, for taking the time to answer my questions. You welcome a lot. Wait, hold on. Yeah, you welcome a lot. What the Lord says, study to give an answer. So even if I'm doing a lesson, being patient with your brother is this is what we study for, to give an answer. And whatever you ask, somebody on the other side might be like, hey man, should I be looking at the day or the month to look for the Lord? No, you want to look at prophecies. One of the prophecies is that the Lord was going to raise up the men of the Lord, and they was going to go to the highways and byways. Acts chapter 1 verse 9, he told the apostles, go to Jerusalem, go to Judea, go to Samaria, and go to the uttermost part of the earth. What's one place that the apostles did not go in that verse? The one place the apostles did not go is to the uttermost part of the earth, because that was for a future time, and that's right now. The uttermost part of the earth is the ends of the earth. America is the end of the earth, because no man as a nation dwelt here until the northern kingdom came over here. In the time of Solomon, he had people come over here, but only the northern kingdom lived over here to fulfill 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter. I mean, to really fulfill what happened in between 2nd Kings, the 17th chapter, all the way from the northern kingdom being in captivity of the Assyrians. In between that history, then Ezra was bringing forth and showing the example that the northern kingdom went to a far land, right? 2nd Esdras 9 and 2. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And off of these storms, that shows the Lord is visiting the earth, right? So I believe we got it. So now we're going to go back to this point, because I believe he got it. And when you get it, you want to apply it and take it, and don't add all the other stuff that you might receive, because if it's not coming through scriptures and brothers making true sense of it, because it don't say nowhere in the Bible about a date or a month. A lot of these, when you say August was named August because of Caesar Augustus. July was named after Julius Caesar. So like the month of Adar would be, I believe, the month of where the new year or Passover comes across, right? Months wasn't called the same name that we have. Hebrew months all of them is 30 days, right? So whoever brought that out, yeah, that they was false on that understanding, right? So now let's deal with Joseph real quick. Let's go to Hebrews 11 and 22. This is Hebrews 11 and 22. It says, by faith, Joseph, when he died, made mention of the departing of the children of Israel, and gave commandment concerning his bones, right? He mentioned the departing of Israel. Guess what happened? Genesis 15, the Lord prophesied to Abraham and told him of the future, that your descendants will go into a land that's not theirs. That was for us to identify who is the true children of Abraham. It was Isaac and Jacob, and then what nation went into captivity and got delivered? The Israelites, right? That was a memorial to follow their history, right? So let's go to Genesis, the 50th chapter. And I'm going to read your precept too, Gabar, or the point that you wrote down there. This is Genesis chapter 50 in verse 24 to 25. It says, and Joseph said unto his brethren, I die, and the Most High will surely visit you and bring you out of this land unto the land which he sware to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. And Joseph took an oath of the children of Israel, saying, the Most High will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones from hence. How did the Lord visit the children of Israel? First by Moses. And of course, by Moses, what happened in that time? The Lord was sending plagues on Egypt. They were able to see the works and the power of Yahweh through the disasters or the plagues that he was sending on Egypt, man. Right? The brother said Esau is about to unleash all holy hell on Jake in DC. Niggas need they ass whooped, just like these women hanging out the damn window. Oh, what's popping tonight? And I'm looking right now. These bitches just wearing underwears. Now, us as men, that's attractive because that women body parts was for our attraction, it was for our pleasure. But these women, if they got men, they supposed to be fucking covered. You know, when these men start dealing with men of the faith, even though most women ain't gonna take heed to it, we ain't gonna force on them because our women are niggas, man. But really, our women supposed to be covered. This is another example where I said our women didn't want to be outside. Right now, it's late. You know, right now, this is where really the time where single women is looking to be devoured or want a man. But on this side, you have women that got a whole man and be like, I'm outside with the niggas because my nigga is acting up. Guess what? Esau is really the Lord. The Lord is about to afflict all you, Jake. In the elect, they're gonna have to suffer too. But you 2/3 need your ass whooped. These women are gonna really be humble, man. Really be humble. This is why when we going into this faith example, a lot of these Jakes that's out here right now don't got faith in Yahweh Shemar Shai. That's why they gonna be fucked up when this happened, when what they doing in the hood, when the MOTB coming, when Jacob Trouble come. What you niggas gonna do when you can't smoke your cigarette no more? You can't smoke your weed Zaza. You can't smoke crack. You can't smoke heroin. I mean, you can't, do heroin. You can't do coke. You can't sell drugs. You can't wear. You can't buy a new lace front or wig. You're gonna try to take the MOTB. Then you're gonna be body fucked up. Yo, a lot of y'all gonna be bugged out when you can't even drink water, man. It's gonna, especially all you niggas that smoke weed, you niggas that smoke cigarettes. Oh man, you ever see a Jake that get mad they don't got no cigarette, or a Jake that wake up and they can't smoke a blunt? I used to be that nigga get mad when I wake up and I ain't got no weed left. Then you looking for the roaches, or you got to go all the way to the store to go get weed. You get tight as hell. You waking up, imagine Jake going 30 days with no weed, 5 days no cigarette. You ever see your grandmother get mad she ain't got no cigarettes, and she already just paid all her rent? Hey, go to the store and go get me a 50-cent cigarette. She trying to save her. She do 3 puffs, burn out the cigarette, and then go puff it again. Hey, you keep burning it out, it's going to still be gone. What you save, you going to wait 30 minutes and then hit it again, and then hit it again, and then it's gone, and then get mad again? Jake is going to have a rude fucking awakening, man. These are beautiful faith examples, right? So when we was going into Joseph believed in Israel's future deliverance from Egypt. And we read it in Genesis, the 50th chapter, verse 24 to 25. And what happened? Later on, the Lord brought Moses and they were delivered. When you go to Psalms 106, verse 7 in NLT, it says Israel wasn't even impressed by the miracles the Lord did to Egypt and when they crossed the Red Sea. They wasn't impressed. But they were scared at that moment. But after all that was done, they wasn't impressed no more. Yeah, he did it. That's a terrible, and all you Jake, they're going to have a rude fucking awakening, man. It writes right here, it says Ecclesiastes 7 and 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snared, traps, and nets in her hands as bands, whose soul pleaseth the Most High, shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Right? It's a precept if a brother can go. A woman in pleasure is dead already. Hold on, let me see. Maybe I might be able to find it. I probably quoted it wrong. I think, is it in Titus? Is it in Titus? Titus. I gotta get it now because of what your brother just said. What is it? Isaiah 32. Ye women at ease. Dang, what is it? I think it's in. It's either Hebrew or Titus. I'm trying not to look it up. Hebrews. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Okay, it's 1 Timothy 5 and 6. It says, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. So all these sisters out here, they can look good or not. If they're in pleasure, but they're not seeking the pleasure of Yahweh Shema Shai, excuse my language, the bitch is dead, man. Literally. The brother put verse 5. It says, now she that is a widow indeed and desolate trusteth in the Most High, and continueth in the supplication and prayers night and day. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. She's dead. She's gone. Right? What's another point? Wait, I think that girl that just walked past. No, it was a girl that just walked past, and I think she just got hit by a dude. The Lord just gave this bitch judgment. Yo, they hanging out the window. I think it's an Edomite dude. And I think she went over there being rude. And she was drinking a little bit. She was saucy. Oh, he was about to drive over her. He was just about to hit her with the car. He got out the car and pushed her on the ground. Forgot what she did. Some shit. Yo, if a brother can get the scripture, give her, don't give her too much wine. Actually, let me get it. Yo, do you see? Yo, the Lord is working, bro. The Lord is working, bro. The dude just pushed the girl in the black pants right on the ground. She got in the man's face. Why are we bringing it out? Why are we bringing it out? Yo, why are we bringing it out? Oh my goodness. Yo, let me find this joint. Oh man, the phone about to die soon. Oh man, come on. Hold on. Wait, let me see if I can find it before Gabar do. Let me find it before Gabar do. Yo. Oh man, yo, the Lord is yo. You can't fuck with Yahweh Bashem El Shai. You can't. Oh, what is it? Don't give. Is it Sirach 2? Uh, um, what is it? Is it Sirach? Is it Sirach 26? Do a brother got it? I think it is Sirach 26. Of Sirach chapter 26, verse 8. A drunken woman in a gad abroad causeth great anger. She will not cover her own shame. That man got in anger because of whatever the heck she just did. And then I turned over. She on the damn ground trying to kick him. Then he walked away and said, look, I ain't going to put my hands on you because you're a woman. And then she walking away trying to cuss him out. She walking away. And the girl, I think his girl was coming out the car. And she's walking away. As soon as he get in the car, start driving. Come out that car. And she's saucy, bro. Right? A drunken woman. But it's another one. Let me read verse 9. It says, The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. If a daughter is shameless, keep her in straight away, lest she abuse herself through over much liberty, too much freedom. That bitch got too much freedom out here. All these women got too much freedom. This is why women's supposed to be in order. How can a woman be in order? By listening to the fucking man, right? Literally. Yo, Yahweh Shem Shai just really, we were dealing with faith in the Lord. We just started speaking about women real quick, and the Lord just made this thing just happen in front of us, bro. Now y'all not here, but I'm just telling you what I'm seeing and what I just saw by faith. And I just turned to the female by faith. You got to be like, yo, we were just speaking about girls, and it just happened right in front of us, man. The Lord code. The brother put Micah 7:10. It says, then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? My eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mirth of the streets. Right? Bitch is destroyed, man. Well, you know what? We about to read that in the NLT too. Yo, that's the plain example. None of us can fuck with Yahweh Shem Shai. Oh man. That girl don't know what to do. She walking, she pasting. Oh man, the Lord is amazing at what he do. Micah 7:10 with the brother drop. We reading in the NLT. Beautiful precept, Gabar. It says, then my enemy, wait, hold on. Let me make sure this is the same one. Okay, yeah, Micah 7:10. It says, then my enemies will see that Yahweh is on my side. They will be ashamed that they taunted me, saying, so where is Yahweh thy power of yours? With my own eyes I will see their downfall. They will be trampled like mud in the street. She was trampled down. And through the Spirit, I bet you she don't believe in the Lord. But while we doing this lesson, she don't even know that she just became a lesson. Right? The brother is quoting 1 Samuel 13:14. It's good to ask. Okay, I got you. Let me just do it quick because it's on my phone. 1 Samuel 13:14 in the KJV. It says, but now thy kingdom shall not continue. Yahweh have sought him a man after his own heart, and Yahweh have commanded him to be captain over his people, because thou hast not kept that which Yahweh commanded thee. Right? That goes with Numbers, I think 27, 21, I believe. You got Proverbs 8:4, and you got Ezekiel 34:31. Right? The Lord's flock, his pasture is men. When it deals with sheep, the Lord's sheep is men. Right? Because the lineage, who's the head of the congregation? Men. Right? When Moses got his 50 officials, they were men. Right? When you look up the word kingdom, it means kingship. Right? All praise to Yahweh Shem Shai for judgment. That's a fact. The Lord has shown favor in taking away my disgrace among the people. Read Luke 1:25. I got you. I'll read it right now. Luke chapter 1 and verse 25. Luke 1:25. It reads, it says, thus have Yahweh Shem Shai dwelt with me in the days wherein he looked on me to take away my reproach among men. Right? The Lord dealt with me in the days wherein he looked on me. In the NLT, how kind Yahweh Shem Shai is, she exclaimed, he has taken away my disgrace of having no children. Right? This was the one that you wanted, right? Luke 1:25. Whosoever look intently into the perfect law that gives freedom, that gives liberty, and continue in it, be blessed in what they do. Right? James 1:25. James 1:25. It reads, but whosoever looketh into the liberty, the perfect law of liberty, the perfect law of freedom, and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deeds. But you have to know that perfect law which sets us free is faith, the law of faith in Yahweh Shai. That's what gives us freedom, gives us faith, and it's really freedom from the law, right? Really from the punishment, because what the Lord said, the priest, if he has a harlot or a whore as a daughter, she brings shame to him, and I believe she's supposed to be stoned, right? And all the men of the Lord, which all the 12 tribes under the order of Melchizedek, under Yahweh Shai, we're all priests. So really, all our daughters out of the whole tribes, if these women is whores and she's with, technically all Israel, this girl is a shame. But of course we know that she is not in the faith. She's nowhere near in the faith. None of these broads is really of the faith, you know. But really, these women is bringing shame to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They actually bringing shame to their fathers, and really, their fathers and mothers raised them up. What is it? What is Ezekiel? Actually, we gonna get it. Ezekiel 16:44. Ezekiel 16, verse 44. Behold, everyone that useth proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as the mother, so is the daughter. So how we looking at her, I bet you her mother is the fucking same, man. And she's the example of a whole bunch of women that's not in this faith. And you got women that come in the faith bringing that same bullshit, man. Oh, I want a man of rank. Oh, I want to be with a camp that's known everywhere. That's you these broads, man. Right? You got M.K. Cartwright, just came out of nowhere. It said it is integrity. Integrity is doing the right thing at all times. Stop Miss Goyim. Stop the stigma. You can form a woman. I don't know what the heck this person talking about now. I think we was headed somewhere, but now going somewhere else. But that was crazy through the spirit what we was talking about, and the Lord just brought that forth. The brother Gabar came back with Proverbs 9:13. A foolish woman is clamorous. A clamorous woman is a loud woman. She's loud outside, man. Why can't you keep your conversation to yourself? It says she is simple and knoweth nothing. She is simple. That's why most women that come across where they say, I am the whole table, most women just bring, excuse my language for you women, most of you women bring ass, pussy, and your mouth, your lips, them juicy lips, and your skin complexion, and the way you walk. That's about it. Majority of you women, hey, even women of the faith, you bring that shit too. But some of y'all have abilities where you can cook, where you can sew. You could probably make a shirt, right? You maintain in the house, you in order, right? You obey the position, right? You got faith, right? You growing in the faith, right? You asking questions because you want more faith, right? You examining yourself, you looking at yourself. A lot of y'all bring certain things, but guess what? You still got to match yourself, because we ain't going to see not one woman righteous, because Solomon said he don't see none out of 1,000. And a woman could get attacked easier than a man because a woman's mind was made different. She's a weaker vessel physically, mentally, and spiritually. And any woman in the faith and out the faith, you could take that however you want. Guess what? Yahweh did it. So take that up with him. Instead of moping and crying around, you want to evolve yourself. You want to admit that you're a weaker vessel. And you want to always nip whatever situation you're dealing with or whatever problem, nip it in the butt. Right? The brother said, learn about the book of Torah. That's when we learn about the whole volume of the book. Yous must be a militant. Wait, what? Yous must be militant? MK, you definitely on the wrong page, right? False evidence appearing real fair. Yeah, you don't look. Can I ask you one question? Second Esdras, the 11th chapter, in the 12th chapter. Can you tell me who is that going into? Real quick, by name. If you can answer that, we can build. Second Esdras, the 11th chapter, verse 12. Who is that dealing with by nation? If you can answer that, we can deal with you. Who is Second Esdras, the 11th chapter and the 12th chapter speaking about? And if you well study and whatever, and you telling me whatever you telling in the audience, we supposed to study to give a man an answer. Meditate is meditation. Okay, meditate is meditation. Who, I'm talking to you, K.M. Cartwright. What nation is Second Esdras, the 11th and 12th chapter, speaking about? The brother Gabar put Ezekiel, and if you don't answer the question, you definitely not getting answered. Ezekiel 34:31, it says, "Ye my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your power, saith Yahweh Shema Shai power." And that women right there, automatically, if you coming in this faith or if you're in this faith, you automatically yell like, shoot, this is about the man. And guess what? A lot of you women supposed to cherish that. The Lord let it be light on your affliction in his captivity, that you don't have to master teaching on his side. The man get the master. You don't have to read the scriptures to study like men do, right? You mainly should be studying how to be a wife and how to be a mother. If you a single woman, study how to be a wife and how to be a mother. Because eventually you become a wife, bang, bang, boogie, you about to have a child. Or you're going to be with the man that have children. Master to be a wife and to be a mother. You get those things, all those other things going to be added. The brother said, what are you gaining from teaching about the books of violence in the Bible? This is verbal assault. Oh yeah, see, yeah, I'm sorry, you're not about that life. I'm gonna do it better for you, KM Cartwright. Because you're talking about the first thing you say, what are you gaining from teaching about the books of violence in the Bible? Just for your sake, and you said this verbal assault, I'm gonna do you something better, right? Because YouTube got this one secret button, and I'm gonna take you to the private sector where all the good people go, you know, all the great sensitive people go, and it's called remove. Wait, hold on. It's called remove from the channel. That's a secret button they got on YouTube. Remove from the channel. Let me see if I can get it. Yep. Remove from the channel and put you in timeout for 24 hours. That is a good button that they just put on YouTube. Actually, it been on YouTube. It just was unlocked to you. Okay? You in timeout now. You stand on the corner with your foot up holding the phone book, okay? You in timeout, buddy. So now, before the man, I can't stop. We about to stop in a second, but I can't stop yet, y'all, man. I can't stop yet. Let me put this phone on the charger real quick, man. Come on, man. Please bear with me, man. I know y'all want me to be quiet, but we got to get back in there real quick, okay? The brother Gabar put Proverbs 26. Hold on, let me see. Okay, it is charged. Proverbs 26:4. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. Okay. Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have, see, he didn't hear in the beginning. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. Right? The Lord is a man of war. He great and terrible. These things is written for our learning so that we can have fear of the Lord. If this was all rainbows and colors and cotton candy, everything is sweet. How are you going to just stay committed to a Lord that's just showing all good, but you look outside, women out of order, crackheads all around, whores and sluts is all roaming the streets? Make it make sense. Put your own self in a hole, right? We're going to get a few more so that next time we do this live, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 more precepts, 8 more points to bring out about faith or examples of faith in the scriptures. So I guess since instead we're not bringing it out because of what happened to this girl and what Mr. is saying, we want to stay on the topic that we're bringing out right now. So we left off with Moses. So we're going to finish Moses, Rahab, Joshua and Israel, Gideon, Barak, Samson, Jephthah, David, Samuel, Elijah, Daniel, and the 3 holy children, and the apostles and the early disciples, and Yahushua. We're going to finish that in another video, Lord willing. It might be a screen recording or we might just go live, right? So just so you see, I breaked it right here. It's right here. And if you rewatch the videos, you can go to the beginning of the video and actually screenshot all these precepts. Sorry because of my handwriting. I usually write like a girl because I'm just saying because they write neat. I usually write neat, so salaki for my handwriting. I was just writing in a rush. I just got done with teaching with the brothers of GMS Buffalo, GMS Niagara Falls. So I was basically writing them quick, and just for this live. Okay. So now we're gonna bring out some closing joints real quick. All right. I want to get this one before Gabar do. All right. Okay. There's multiple ones. Do I want this one? This is Nehemiah 1:5. It says, and said, I beseech thee, O Yahweh, power of heaven, the great and terrible power, that keepeth covenant mercy of them that love him and observe his commandments. Love is an action, 1 John 3:18. Love is a deed and truth, right? So Yahweh is great and terrible. He's great and terrible. Well, what he did is righteous in all the acts that he did, right? That he wasn't wicked because he did the things that he did or the things that he allowed to be done. That's real justice, real judgment. This is Isaiah 47:2. It says, for Yahweh most high is terrible, and he is great. He is a great king over all the earth, right? Daniel 4:7, the Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men, and he giveth to whomsoever he want. So through the Spirit, what Esau is doing, that was all orchestrated in the heavens. Yahweh Shai told Pilate, you can't do nothing to me if it wasn't ordained or given by the heavens. And even John said it. We can't receive anything unless it was given from heaven. This teaching, these scriptures are heavenly scriptures. They come from heaven, right? I cannot teach this unless I was sent, and it has to be from the spirit world. I can't make myself a prophet, right? That goes back to the power of the Lord. This is Nehemiah, the 4th chapter, verse 14. It says, I looked and rose up and said unto the nobles and the rulers and the rest of the people, be not afraid of them. Remember Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, which is great and terrible, and fight for your brethren and your sons and your daughters, your wives and your houses. Right? The Lord great and terrible. Matthew said in Matthew 10:28, don't fear what man could do to you, but fear him that could kill both soul and body. Right? Any human can just put you in the spirit world, but can any human possess your body? Esau can't, because he already shown he's trying to make this charagma so he could put in you to try to control you and track you. We can't do it, but the Lord can. The Lord got angels above us that we don't even see, man. I truly believe that. The Lord got angels everywhere. The Lord can have angels appear. You gotta believe, the Lord right now can possess somebody and have them speak spiritually to you. The Lord said, entertain strangers, because you could have been entertaining an angel. Somebody come out of nowhere and say, forgive, or hey, the Lord is coming. Through the Spirit, you over here teaching, or you doing a lesson, or you got done doing a lesson, and somebody out of nowhere said, hey, the Lord is coming. Guess what? Through the Spirit, if you got faith, you're going to think that you was just talking to an angel. The Lord great and terrible, man, and everything that he do. And if we fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, we should be terrified of him. You should be terrified if you let the Lord down. This is like, I don't want to let my husband down, or a child, I don't want to make dad upset. Then a child should be moving to the best of their ability. They should be changing their actions. You tell your child, hey, stop writing or stop jumping on the wall. Hey, before you go outside, you better tell me you're going outside. Guess what? That child might be afraid, because I might embarrass my children right outside. Man, didn't I tell you what? You know what? Man, you won't punish me. Guess what? Somebody might laugh at your child. Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai is a real father. He corrects your ass when you do something that he told you not to. The brother put Proverbs 15:3, the eyes of Yahweh are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. His eyes everywhere. Right? That's why Yahweh shows the true example of a real king. Yahweh don't have to get off his throne. I'm about to take you to Sirach 42 in verse 18. It says, he seeketh out the deep and the heart, and considereth their crafty devices. For Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai knoweth all that may be known, and he beholdeth the signs of the world. He declareth the things that are past and for to come, and revealeth the steps of the hidden things. No thought escapeth him, neither any word is hidden from him. So he knows what everybody thinking. He know what everybody doing. Even if you believe and even if you don't believe. It's no escape, man. That's another thing. Esau can't escape his judgment because it's already written. It was already prophesied. So that means it's going to be fulfilled, man. Your lights off. Right? Did she take heed to it? No, she didn't. Saucy that she didn't take heed to it. Right? So, again, Yahweh Shema Shai know our thoughts. And it's the same with Job 33:14. The Lord speaketh once, he speaketh twice, but man perceiveth not. In the Lord, your instructions is sealed either in a dream, a vision, and guess what? You play out those instructions. So even if you wicked, the Lord got your day, your week, your month planned out. This is why Esau, they do what they do, because everyone is in the hands of the Lord. And if you are not of the elect, you get plucked out, because you got the left hand, which is the sinister side of the Lord, and then you got the righteous hand, which is the right side, which is they're being tested, but because they're faithful, they would never fall or never be plucked out the hands of Yahweh. That's why a 2/3 can never come in this truth, and the elect can never leave this truth. The elect is going to always search for the truth. Even when we were in the world, you were always thinking, man, I'm something special about me. But you didn't know you as much as the Lord did, and now you in this truth. It's because the right-hand side, the elect, is always looking for the Lord. They're always looking for knowledge, because it was programmed in you when the Lord created you in the heaven, before the heavens and the earth. And it's the same with the 2/3. They're always trying to be away from the Lord, right? Let me get that in 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter. 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, verse 4. It says, traitors, heedy, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. The 2/3 are lovers of pleasure than lovers of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. This is why they're in the world and they're enjoying being away from the Lord, because they're lovers of pleasure. Go talk to a really person and start speaking about the Lord. You can already tell they don't want to hear it. Even when we teaching out and you building with somebody trying to edify them, they show like they don't even care about hearing what the shit you saying, because they're lovers of pleasures. They're lovers of the world. They're friends of the world. Those that are friends of the Lord, James 4:4, they're enemies. They're enemies to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, if you love the world, the love of the Father is not in you. You know, and that's amazing, man, because I don't want to be a part of them. Hell no. That's a dead man walking. A brother walked past, man, I'm lively. No, bro, you're deadly. Right? The brother put 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 18, for the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved, it is the power of the Most High. When you drop down to 21, it says, this preaching is foolish to the Lord, but it's only for those that believe. So we're not out for everybody. We're only out here for the believers. That's what makes this ministry great. It's not about everybody. You know how everybody want to be a celebrity, everybody want to be rich? You heard the word I said? Everybody. There's many people that want to be rich. But where is the few that want the kingdom? Look at relationships that they post in some of these podcasts where they talk about relationships, getting married, and, you know, trying to have wealth and finance. Why none of them speaking about the kingdom? I'm working to get in the kingdom. Everybody worried about working to get riches on this side, but nobody is trying to make a spiritual bank account. Where is the conversations at? The men of the Lord that go out there day and night prophesying the downfall, they're speaking of the coming of the Lord. They're speaking of spiritual powers. They're speaking of no sin. They're speaking of, you know what, brothers ain't gonna have to smoke or drink to push away their anger. When I take a sip, you know, I take a sip now because I did a good job, or you know what, let me go get me some wine. You know, it's crazy out here. You know what, let me loosen up, right? I'm taking a drink to have a good time, but I'm not trying to take a drink to hide in my sorrow. Smoke a blunt because I'm in pain, man. I'm so angry with this girl. I gotta smoke a blunt. Nah, man. Sometimes, hey, we could be angry and we taking a sip, because then now your mind is away from that anger. Then you might get sober, and then now you thinking like, you know what? You might be praying to the Lord, because every day you go to sleep and you wake up is a new day. You know, the things that you see is temporal, but the things that you don't see is eternal. We supposed to be working to have the things that are eternal, right? Shun said a lot want to be rich, but few want the kingdom. That's a fact, man. Right? Just because you said that, let me get something real quick. Second Ezra, the 8th chapter, and I'll start at verse 2. It says, I will tell thee a similitude, something in likeness, Ezra, as when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee that it giveth much mold, whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that gold cometh of, even so is the course of this present world. There be many created, but few shall be saved. Right? Only few shall be saved. In verse 4, so answer I and said, swallow then down, O my soul, understanding and devour wisdom. Only the elect is going to devour wisdom. Only those that are going to be saved are going to devour as much understanding of Yahweh Shema Shai as they can. It says, for thou hast agreed to give ear and art willing to prophesy, for thou hast no longer space than only to live. In the men of the Lord, they're living for Yahweh Shema Shai. That's what it's truly going into, right? You're laying yourself down and dedicating it to the Lord, right? Gabar put 2nd Ezra 8:1. It says, and he answered me, saying, the Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for a few. See, I started that too. That brother was like, hold on, no, let's go to the top real quick. The Lord really created the world for a few. Not like, yeah, you can't look at it that the Lord didn't create the world for many people to live on. And when Genesis said, we're going to overpopulate, man, we can't do it, so it ain't no immortality, then you would agree. But this was really saying the earth was really like, when you look at Noah, the Lord is dealing with a few people, and that those few people are supposed to be the example of righteousness, so that say if Noah's sons have sons and they all was moving in righteousness, that those sons are going to be raised in righteousness, wisdom, and knowledge. So when you look at the elect, Wisdom of Solomon 6:24, the wise are the welfare of the world. We are the example of how you should really live, by fearing and having faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Right? So I think that's it, man. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, B'Shem HaKadosh, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elders, a great millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. A mighty shalom to the hopeful elect in the same Spirit. Lord willing, as a whole, y'all can continue in sound doctrine and in the same Spirit, pushing the one true doctrine, 100% truth. Shalom to the Akwad that are believers of His faith and His truth. Lord willing, you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, the Most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters not of faith. Remember, it is examples of faith in the scriptures, all throughout the scriptures, right? And you need to take heed to those, because eventually this system, driving in your car late at night, brothers, right? Sisters, you enjoy your TV shows, that Wi-Fi, your cell phone. We're not gonna be able to enjoy those things anymore, because the Lord is getting ready to establish His kingdom, which He's already doing spiritually by the men of the Lord teaching and building the elect up. We're building the elect for Yahweh coming. When they're fully fed and the Lord is pleased, right, and His truth is spread four corners of the earth, the Lord is about to bring the terror, starting with the hour of famine of the word, hour of temptation, Jacob's trouble, right? So you're preparing to live without food and water. For you can eat 2 times out the day or 3 times. We're about to go without having all those delicious different types of waters, different type of juices. You're about to be drinking warm water, probably depending on trying to collect grasshoppers or locusts, or believing in faith, where you come across a house that's powered by a generator, and you in the power work, and you open up the refrigerator and there's food in there. You're going to move off of faith. This is why this lesson was about faith. We have faith examples, so Lord willing, we can take heed and use those for that income. the incoming. So with that, Shalom, Abba Abba.